everyone, welcome to Tidbit Tuesday. Today I have 4 content changes you can make on your website to make sure your content really aligns with your target audience's needs and wants. And I hope you were able to join us for our How to Think Like Your Customer video. Don't worry if you didn't, I will be sure to post that content down in the comments below. But I highly recommend checking that out after this video, just because it's really gonna serve as a strong foundation in terms of how to implement these 4 content suggestions. So if you want to be as successful as possible with these tips I have for you today, definitely check that out. So jumping right into my content changes for you. Number 1, making sure you have a strong value statement right on your homepage. And I suggest placing this up in the main banner area. And it's really nice if this can be supported by, a branded static background image or even a background video. Suggestion number 2, looking at your navigation and thinking of ways that you can simplify it. And the 2 parts that I've really broken out here today is 1, looking at the actual terminology you're using and making sure that actually aligns with the terminology that your customers and potential customers will be using. And then the second part of that, looking at those top level menu items and making sure that those are really going to connect with those core motivation and needs of your target audience. Suggestion number 3, looking at your service pages and how you can add even more value. And a great way to do this that I would suggest is looking at how you can answer common questions either within the main body content of your service pages or even as a separate FAQ module. Last but not least, number 4, looking at your call to actions and making sure you're actually supporting all stages of the buyer's journey. So it's really easy to fall into the pattern of always having, contact us as your main call to action, but that might be a little too ahead of the game for some of your website visitors. So just thinking about other supporting call to actions that will help nurture your relationship with them, but will be better suited for the actual stage of the buying cycle that they're currently in. So those are the 4 content changes I would suggest making on your website. And again, looking at that video I have about how to better think like your customer really goes hand in hand with this. It's kind of like a part 1 and this is part 2. So I think once you start there, you'll have this really almost natural transition into making some of these changes. But I am always open to any questions you might have. Feel free to comment below, send me a direct message. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, I will see you next week for our next Tidbit Tuesday.